Hi everyone, how are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm filming this pretty late at night. It's 2 a.m. on the dot, it just turned. And I thought it'd be a good time to film a little audio journal right now. And tonight I've been doing a lot of self-care. You'd be proud of me. I fully got like my shampoo in. I did a clarifying shampoo, which I don't know exactly if a lot of people know what that is, but basically it strips all the product in your hair. And I actually was looking online, and a good product to just use instead of like buying like some expensive shampoo is Dawn dish soap. And I don't know, I was not like super wary about it, but I was like, oh shoot, this might like damage my hair. But I used it, and honestly, it is so good. You don't need much of it. You can use it, don't use it like a regular shampoo. Again, it strips your hair completely. But you can use it like every couple of weeks because I've been growing out my hair, and the hair care for it is you have to use so many different products to keep it moisturized and healthy, but you get a lot of buildup or whatever. And that did the trick like no other, and I'm super happy with it. And right afterwards, I put a hair mask on, and I'm just feeling myself, feeling all sorts of good. And I don't know if this is like a thing other people do. This might be a little TMI, nothing crazy, but like I noticed like anytime I'm like in the mood or whatever, that like instead of like actually like doing the deed or whatever you like get off on, I just do self-care, and it honestly does the trick. I don't know, like I'm not like doing anything, like I'm not like getting all frisky or anything, but for some reason it gets me like out of the mood in such a weird way. Like it kind of satisfies that need, and I've struggled so hard with like sex addiction in the past, and that has been helping me tremendously through it, is just like really doing self-care and feeling yourself, not like, again, like you're not like touching yourself or anything, you're just like in the mood. I don't know. I put on some music and I like get in the shower. Sometimes I'll have like a glass of wine, and it's so good. And I don't know. I would recommend anyone else who, struggles with that as well to start doing that because it honestly is such a vibe. There's probably no science behind this. I think it's literally just me, but I don't know, it's able to get me out of that mindset for some reason. I don't know entirely why, but yeah, it does the trick, so might as well keep doing it. And, anything that I get to just like work, honestly, like things that work for me, I've realized like just sticking with what works is so much better than just like trying new and different things all the time. Like it's okay to like just do whatever works for you, even if it is like the same thing it feels like sometimes. But whatever helps. Like don't change up routine in that aspect. But on another note, I have been so into astrology lately. So into astrology. And I got an app. My friends got me on this app. It's called CoStar. And it gives you like daily things that you can, that are like readings for your certain sign. So you put in like all your information, like your birthday, like your time of birth, and I don't remember exactly what else. And it gives you like a full reading. And the cool part about it too is like you can get your friends on the app, and it'll show like things between you and your friends for the day, or just your connection with people in general. So I have been so into it. I can actually pull it up real quick. Why not? And I'll tell you my signs. So my sun sign is a Libra, which is an air sign. It basically just means you're very peaceful and sexual, is pretty much the main gist of it. Going back onto like that talk about sex or whatever. And you're very like carefree. You don't really care too much about routine. Certain things, it just tells you. And I don't use this also as like a guidebook. I more just see it as like a way that you can kind of reflect on yourself in a way, like self-awareness almost. But I'm not like a ride or die. Like I'm not like, if people were like a certain sign, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't like that person because they're that sign. But the signs that I do like, I'll tend to like gravitate towards them. Like me and other Libras, we get along so well. I've always noticed that it's from pretty much like early childhood, like people born in the same month as me, I always was just so garnered to like friendship with them. And I've never had like a bad falling out with a Libra too, so I'm like, that's good, that's good. And my moon sign is a Capricorn. Basically, I can give you a little gist for people who don't know much about astrology, but your sun sign is like who you are as like a human being. So that's Libra, like everything I said before. And then the moon sign, the Capricorn, is like how you feel, your emotions. And from like reading it, it means that I'm like a bit more closed off and I can't be entirely honest all the time, which I can agree to that. I definitely think that that's true about me. And another thing is that like you can be perceived as like not like shallow, but like you're not entirely honest about your emotions, even though you feel your emotions a lot. And I definitely, with my emotions, it's hard for me to tell people how I feel about them because it's hard to process those emotions, even though those emotions can be so overwhelming, it feels like sometimes. And then my rising sign is basically, it just means like how people perceive you as, like upon meeting you, is a Libra as well. And that's very like, I'm very like upfront Libra, like I'm giving Libra, so it's nothing too crazy, but I would highly recommend it. And let me go ahead and try to like read something that it gave for me today. So it tells me, do you use caretaking as a way to ensure that people will never leave you? I was talking about people pleasing last time for my audio journal. And I definitely have like rooted abandonment issues a bit. So I can definitely feel that to some certain extent. Oh, and here, so it tells me I don't know if this is an accumulation of all signs. I need to slow down my talking a little bit. Sorry. I think it's either an accumulation of all my signs or just the Libra sun sign. But it says power in thinking and creativity, pressure in spirituality, social life, and sex and love, and then trouble with routine and self. And one thing that I found very, like, at least with the Libra sign, that I felt so, like, related to on, and you wouldn't even expect, I guess, to see this from Libras because they're very outgoing and they love relationships and, social things. But it definitely tells you that you struggle with that. You struggle finding people to hold on to almost. And you just wouldn't expect that from a Libra, but that's a part of the sign as well. So there's a lot of pressures in social life, which I didn't even expect because they always just say like Libras are so like social butterflies, you know. But yes, I would highly recommend it because I didn't know anything about astrology, and then I got the app, and now I am like dying to get everyone on this app, like literally everyone, just so I can like learn more. And I just love that aspect about it. Okay, this next topic is like so I feel like this is kind of looked down upon, but it's when you're like drinking and you're having like a night in. I don't know why people like look down on it as like this sad thing, like drinking on your own. Or I like doing it in groups too, but specifically on your own, like people have like such a weird thing about that. And I had such a fun night the other night. I was watching a streamer, one of my favorite streamers, Kelly. Her name's Kelly, K-pop. I can link her in the description or whatever because I love her so much. And she was drinking too. Like, she sometimes has like drinking streams, and I just joined in and just had such a fun time. Like, you would not believe we were like singing songs and like just having fun with the game. Or even if you're just like watching a show or like winding down for the night, I don't get why it's like such a bad thing to like drink on your own. Like, as long as you're having fun with it, like it's such a good time. And like some of the times that I've been on my own, or with a group, I like to have like drunk nights in with like groups too. But like specifically there's like a stigma gets like on your own, so I guess I want to like go with that a bit. It's just so fun. It's so fun, and you don't have to spend so much money on alcohol. Alcohol is so cheap, like buying it at home. Like going out to bars, I get like so much money you have to put into it. It's not worth it, feels sometimes. It's like, dang, that was fun, but was it that fun that like I'm struggling with my income the next day? That should not be like, what you're thinking, you know? And then I also love like showering and like getting ready for bed. Like, you can do things when you're drinking and just have fun with it, and it's nothing like crazy or sad, or as long as you have a healthy relationship with it and not abusing it in any way. I think it's like such a fun time. Like, I would recommend doing it, and you're safe. You can put on whatever music you want to. You have food. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I would highly recommend it. Like, if you have a good relationship with alcohol, though, oh my gosh, please do not abuse it. Things that you abuse, just try not to feed into that craving with your own routine. I'd recommend, like, if it's like that, do it with people, because it kind of helps you from like spiraling a little bit, like too bad on your own. And that's what happened when I was like smoking weed all the time, is like you do it on your own, and then when things got really bad, like I had such a bad experience greening out. And greening out just basically means that you're like overdosed on it. And I didn't even know that could happen. But it is so not worth it. Like, literally, like, gave me like trauma with it. It's actually like the scariest thing, and you feel like you're literally dying. So on that front, like, I only like smoke in groups. I think that's fair. Most people do. But I got comfortable doing it when I was alone because I would have better highs when I were alone, because I didn't have like the anxiety of being around people. But just find like a good group, people you trust, and situations like that, they're much easier to handle when other people are around. Because I did have another bad trip like after that, just trying to like revive like every bad thing that happened with it. And I had my friend around, and her just like walking me through it, or just she was even just like talking to me, it helped me so much, like coming down from that. And another thing that kind of ties in with like the drunk nights in is FOMO. I cannot relate to FOMO at all. Like, I don't really understand it, because it's like, why do you know, care so much about like what other people are doing, especially at different ages? Because like, we're gonna go through life and do whatever, and we want to do the things that we want. And I even look back on some things when I started going to like college. Like, I had no desire to like going out and drinking and doing all that, or even making friends, which was like not good. I was not in a good headspace, but like, besides that. But I mean, I don't regret that like at all, because that's what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to do all those things. Like, I wanted to just do me. And I think it does disappoint people, like, when everyone wants to go out, and like we've been having like such a good fun time in the group, and like you just know it's not your night, and like even if you go out, it's not gonna be fun. Like, I'm not gonna go out then. Like, I feel like with FOMO, it's more like, just listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Like, am I actually gonna have a good time like doing these things, or am I just doing them because other people are doing it? And it's not entirely based on other people doing things, but it's like you feel like you need to do it. And a thing that I think, okay, in my personal experience, I think with FOMO, my main experience is through relationships. I feel like I have such like a hopeless romantic personality. Like, I want to have a relationship and get married. I don't want kids. Oh my god, don't want kids. But like, I just want like such like a partnership. And the thing I didn't realize is like, I back out. Like, I can't. It's so hard for me to hold on to a relationship, or even like talking to people, because I take space. I need space, and it's something I realized recently, that I needed to work so much more on myself, especially right now. I'm talking about for the time being right now. I have to be working on myself right now, and not focused on, dating people, or going on dates, or talking to people. Like, it's just not worth my time. It's not where I should be putting my time to. So I definitely think I have experienced FOMO in that matter, where it's like, I just want a relationship so bad, and it's like, it's kind of sad because it seems desperate, but it's more just like, that you want that for yourself eventually, or even for the time being, and it's just, you need to listen to yourself. I think that's like a good mantra to have. Just listen to yourself and what your body needs, because you can't let FOMO ruin it. And I love good people. I love good people. This is like another topic change, but I went to like Whataburger this morning, and I was craving a honey butter chicken biscuit, as I should. And the lady at the register was just so sweet, like on the intercom, and when I talked to her, like, just made me feel so like comfortable. Like, it's just so crazy sometimes, like, interactions you have with strangers, they can just make you feel like you're literally like wrapped in like the biggest hug, and you just feel love, just a name, like, exuberated from them. And just feeling that and knowing that, like, it really takes away a lot of the bad things that you can feel about the world, almost. Because genuinely, it gives you hope that there's like good people out there. And And there are good people out there. I have like so many good people in my life right now, but definitely sometimes it feels like the world is just against you, but there's good people. No matter what you're like going through or doing, it's just something good to remind yourself of, because good people are surrounding us. Good people are, thriving, and they help other people thrive. And she was older, she was working a fast food job, and she is so much happier than I've seen people with so much success, so much money, so much of their life together. And it helps me see the place that I'm at, and that happiness really, it just comes from within you. It's not something that you can just achieve or get. It's just something that you have to find within yourself. And yeah, that's kind of all I had to say today. I don't know how long I want these audios to be. I really kind of like the 20-minute mark. And it seems to me that, like, with the things that I do want to talk about, they end up at that area. So I think I'll keep it there to now. Because I don't want this to be like so long, like a podcast, because eventually I think one day I do want to start a podcast. And I like these being chill, they're just like daily things, daily reminders, just me talking about life, and I love talking about life because there's just so much within it to experience and like interests. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope you have a good one. I'm here for you. Just come back to these recordings if you ever want anyone to talk to you or, whatever. But yeah, that's all I'll tell y'all today. And I'll see y'all in the next one, okay? Bye.